Hello and welcome to Western Cinema Sunday presents Hidalgo. That's Ariel the cat that's talking to me.
Hmm.
Hello everybody. Oh, I- wow. It's weird when you hear yourself because you forgot to mute a tab.
Ah, it
Yeah.
will happen.
So yeah, today we're going to be looking at uh, Hidalgo, which is its 20th anniversary.
Hmm.
Believe this is the first film that Viggo Mortensen did after the Lord of the Rings trilogy.
Mhm.
Um, it's directed by Joe Johnston, starring Viggo Mortensen, Omar O'Sheaf. What's her name? Louise Lumberland and Saeed Tagamoguri.
Hmm.
Uh, one of those names you
It's
tough to
okay.
pronounce.
The
Peter
guy. Go ahead.
Peter Mashra and J.K. Simmons. Go ahead. I want to hear what you have to say.
Yeah. This is a good one. And hello to Jessica Hardo and also Curtis Selby. Um, been a while since I've seen it. It is the first movie that Viggo Mortensen did after Lord of the Rings. It's the director of The Rocketeer and Captain America: The First Avenger. And if you like those movies, I think you're really going to like this.
Mm-hmm.
Um, this is a kind of cross country race. It's it is classified as a western, but I think it's got a little bit more going on than that. So
Yeah.
if you're watching this movie for the first time, or even if you're seeing it for the 13th time, um, or if you're like Curtis and you're seeing it for the first time, yeah, um, I think you're going to like this one. So
Yeah.
have fun.
Hello, LDG.
Hi.
Saying howdy, partners. Howdy to you. Yeah, so this is his 20th anniversary. Uh, we cannot actually show these films here on YouTube due to copyright. Copyright's a, a stinker, party pooper. Uh, we have to abide by certain guidelines here on YouTube. And well, so we're no major studio or a major network. As much as we would love to show you these, we have to have an affiliate link to actually show you. And that link should be pinned at both of our tops on the simulcast. The link is right there. So if you would like to head over to the screening room, I'm going to load it up and we will get this underway. All right. We're going to start the film. Here we go. Well, it's nice to know you're in the saddle there,
Okay.
LDG.
All right. I was muted. The runtime is 2 hours and 16 minutes.
Our film starts off in the west, but
Mhm.
actually heads to the east.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was trying to get at. It's kind of an Easterner as well. And of
Yeah,
course, here's C. Thomas Howell in a kind of an extended cameo.
yeah. Curtis, you may be right. I think it was based on true events.
Mhm.
Oh, that guy. Wasn't he in one of the American Pie movies?
I think so.
We have a date, December 29th, 1890.
Mm. Sound familiar, folks? And hello, Lady V.
No Lady V.
Here's J.K. Simmons as Buffalo Bill. Annie Oakley, yeah.
I believe that Indian guy was also in Dance with the Wolves. Monopoly Man, yeah. This is where the monocle.
Man down. Yeah, what he said.
Oh, they're being mean to the horse. That's a no-no.
And welcome, Mr. Angel. Rita Rich. Of course, Malcolm McDowell. And hello, Connie Clary.
Our time stamp is at 24:40.
And of course, Omar Sharif. Man who needs no introduction. Dr. Zhivago. Lawrence of Arabia.
Didn't we establish that this might have been his last film? Mm.
Hmm.
Yes, we hear you. Yes, it's whiskey.
Right? You got it. Anonymous Vulture in the Cosme chat saying, movie worthy of an IMAX version. Oh, yeah. Very, very much so. Unfortunately, I don't think IMAX was. I'm trying to remember if IMAX was really a thing at the time. Now, I know when my local Regal Cinema, which is the one that I most frequent, I'm trying to remember when they put in their RPX screen. If they had done so by this time or not. Hey, have you got the timestamp there, Bill?
Yep. Yeah. We're
I've
at
got
4101.
but okay.
That's where I'm at. Where we're at. 4101.
Jesse says he remembers the IMAX release of Return of the King. Yeah. I'm trying to remember if I saw it on IMAX as well. I don't remember for sure. And hello to FKHC 2005, aka Tim. Did the horses
Tim?
punch in? Nay. All right. Reality based into timestamps of doom. I like that. All right. Buckle up. And we're off.
It's like, get out of here, kid.
I want to see. I mean, if you look at it this way, they could just be a caravan for the next 3,000 miles.
Yeah.
And then the last quarter mile, do what they just did. However, as you can very quickly see here, that's not the way it's going to go.
That's not an inhumane. That is very humane,
Yeah.
especially when you're in the desert. To put the horse out of its misery. Oh, not.
Mhm. Swine rabbit? Whoa, too late.
The hawk got to him first.
Yeah. This Night of the Leapers prequel is weird.
What? There's a scorpion.
Yes, that's nice, Frenchie. Thank you for stopping by. High table, my eye. All right. Next day.
Always good to see you, Connie.
And okay, I had not intended to announce this until a little later on this week. But yeah, I do have memberships going right now. Um, I'm kind of putting the all the finalizations on that. So thank you, Connie Clary, for becoming a member. Tim says this is the weirdest Road to movie. Where is Bob Hope and Bing Crosby? Oh, here we go. And thank you, Jedi Bill.
You bet.
Oh, hold on. You might lose me here for a second.
It's a haboo, as we call them here in Arizona. Racing to get out of the sandstorm.
Oh, yeah. Yes, the sandstorm sequence. And hello to Dead Man
It's
Walking.
like it's like an avalanche.
Mm-hmm. I remember the first time I ever actually saw one of these face to face. I was actually visiting my brother who was living in Arizona at that time. You know, see this wall of sand come over the horizon. It wakes you up pretty
Yeah,
quick.
they call them
Yeah,
haboos here.
yeah, yeah.
There's some nasty stuff in the desert dirt. It can give you valley fever and stuff.
Mm.
All the water is filled with dirt, sand.
Mm. And he says, "It's a dismere. This scene remind me of the one in the Mummy." Yeah, probably the same effect house. And of course, he's gone by another one of the riders who's lost a horse, and so two down.
Uh, we have another new member, Lady V, has
Mm.
just joined.
Thank you, Lady V.
Ah, Lady
Lady
D
V.
is just gifted 5 memberships to Deleted Scenes channel.
So, joining us with this gifted memberships, Tim, DJ Ronnie G, Netters Network, Gorillas Random Thoughts, and LDG.
he looks really out of it. Connie clearly has gifted 1 channel membership to Deleted Scenes channel.
Okay, sorry, I was muted.
Thank
That
you,
went
buddy.
to, and that membership went to our pal Brett Cohen. So thank you, Connie.
Awesome sauce.
As you see, there are a number of little subplots going on here. So we not only have the main one, which is of course the race, and then there's the whole. You've got a number of people who are making their own bets back and forth and have their own agendas, and we also have this situation with we just kind of got the beginning of. That's going to be this plot against Omar Sharif's character. That's going to involve his daughter, who we're seeing speak for the first time here.
I like that line. I am their kind.
Yeah.
He really is.
And if he's actually like a rancher or something in real life, right?
Uh,
And I believe
not
I
don't
believe
don't know.
if I remember correct, he kept the horse after this film.
It's a beautiful horse.
Yeah. What?
I
This is
wouldn't
not what
blame
it
him.
looks like.
Yeah, it's exactly what it looks like.
Skill and precision.
Wow.
Hmm.
What? 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 Yeah. No. They're trying to gonna make him a eunuch.
Wasn't missing any steps, was he? Mary's like, forget this. I'm out here. Mm,
You go, girl.
Deputy.
Our deputy is a thief who only thinks about himself.
Whoops. Toodles. It's the halfway mark.
Yes, sir. Timestamp is 109:59.
Oh, yeah. Salts. Mhm. Kitty cat. Uh-huh.
Cold.
Kitty cats. Okay. Wait, you're on Lost. Yeah, I remember you now. You're in Chainsaw Massacre 3.
Oh, sounds like a handful of bad movies.
Curtis is like, now they're married, right? In Uruguay, I think, but no. Horse knows he's going to get in trouble. Yeah, well, the horse is a smart one. Let's be honest.
Oh, he's been showing his intelligence the whole film.
Yeah, the horse is the brains of the operation. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
It's just he says this is the best version of Aladdin I've ever seen. Um, yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, right. Are we both talking about the same thing? Okay.
um,
Um,
from a certain point of view.
ah, Money, 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 money. Dun, 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 dun. Sorry. When does Robin Williams show up? He voices the horse. You didn't figure that out? Oh. Right. But there are ways around that. And your horse is where exactly? There you go. No, he didn't.
Mm-hmm.
Time to sober up. Prince asshole is still on their trail. Bet you won, though, didn't you, Jesse? Hey, lady, don't start complaining because you married a droogie, okay?
Good point.
Says I came in second place, but my gear outlasted theirs. Yeah, I'll bet it did.
Oh, protein, man. Protein.
Ah, locusts this time.
It's biblical. It's biblical up in here. Sugar! Sugar! Sorry. See, I told you. Protein.
Oh, this is like, brah. Oh, okay, I'll have one. Yeah, I don't know this guy. I'm just right with him. Mm. Black man still in front of him. Oh, whoops. Into quicksand. Well, Denala willed it to bring you help, I guess, huh? So we're in the salt flats at this point, right, Bill?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Timestamp currently is at 1:41:27.
Hmm. Mm-hmm. Who died in Meiji Tuscan Raiders? I already did.
Oh,
The dog goes down. Spared. Sorry, I can't watch this part. I go horseback riding. Yeah, I understand.
yeah. It is difficult to watch.
Yeah.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. And we got kind of led to believe that this guy was dead there for a second, but he's not. He's back. Wow, here we go.
Jaguars.
Mm. There you go.
You'll have no eyes.
Ah, jeez. Whoops.
Oh shit. Yep. You're in the void. You fall. You're gonna see all those spikes.
It hurts my horse. Happy landings, asshole.
He deserved that.
Yes, he did.
Lady V's in agreement.
Mhm. We're kind of all at the end of that rope here.
I'm not done yet. Oh, at least he'll travel light, Lady V.
Okay, so we get our head-to-head race to the finish here. Sorry to hear about your horse, Tim. And Hopkins wins the race. Hattel second, and Davenport's horse is third. Vibrato. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a good type of cry, Lady V. Right there with you. Back when, yeah, it's a happy cry.
Okay, this is the internet said I looked up says the 100K from 1890s assumes 34 million now. Wow. Now I have to say it like Owen Wilson. Wow.
These horses will not die today, says the great man on the great horse.
Hmm. Mm.
This is probably my favorite part of the movie. Swooped
Mm.
in, and saved all those horses. That's what victory feels like.
Frank T. Hopkins was reputed to have won more than 400 long distance races, competing well into his 60s. He remained an outspoken activist for the Wild Mustang until his death in 1951 at 86 years of age. Hidalgo's descendants run free today in the Gilbert Jones herd of Spanish Mustangs on Blackjack Mountain, Oklahoma. All right. That's our film.
Yep.
From the director of The Rocketeer and Captain America: The First Avenger, and the writer of Young Guns.
This film had a release March 5th release, 2004.
Mm-hmm.
It had a budget of $100 million, and box office gross was 108.1 million. So it made its money back, but it's sure over the years it's got some cult following. So yeah, it's
Mm-hmm.
20th anniversary this month. Glad we could get it out there before the end of the month ended. I think we shall consult the scrolls. What do you think?
Mm-hmm. Indeed. Right now, we're 16 filming locations. Sierra Railroad, Jamestown, California, which were the railroad scenes. Guadalupe, Napomo Dunes, California, which was the seaside finish line sequence of the horse race. Los Angeles, California. Black Hills National Forest in South Dakota. Blackfeet Indian Reservation in Montana. Blackjack Mountain, Oklahoma for the closing scene. Cuddeback Dry Lake, California. Dumont Dunes, California. Glacier National Park, Montana. Jamestown, California, as they said, for the railroad scenes. I don't know why that's there twice, but it is. Kalispell, Montana. Morocco. Mystery Mesa, California. Rancho Palos Verdes, Santa Clarita, and Santa Maria, California. All right. Viggo Mortensen purchased the horse who played the title character. In real life, his name was TJ. After this film was completed. 5 American Paint Horse Association registered paint horses played the role of Hidalgo. The final horse scene was filmed in Browning, Montana. 550 different horses were used in that scene. The horses all came from different owners, so to tell them apart, their hooves were branded. When distributed in Egypt, the Arabic, I almost said arrogant, okay, Freudian slip, I'm sorry. The Arabic translation of fifth wife is fourth wife, since in Islam you are not permitted to have more than 4 wives. So it's a blooper. Note that in most countries, the number of wives is limited to 1. Halfway through the film's original theatrical trailer, Going the Distance, a Bill Conti composition from Rocky, is used. It appears to be a new orchestration. In the beginning of the film, after the massacre of Wounded Knee, we see Chief Bigfoot lying dead in what seems to be an unnatural pose, left arm raised from the ground. This is an actual depiction of the Miniconju Chief's actual death pose, which was photographed. Unlike what is shown in the film, there's a great deal of snow on the ground. This pose was due to the chief falling back into a snowbank. The next morning, when the photographer arrived at the site of the massacre, all of the bodies were frozen solid. The true horror was not shown, but among many of the bodies were the frozen figures of a mother shot in the back holding a baby. The horse who plays El Hatal is a black Arabian show horse champion named TC Bear Cedar. He is owned by Black Silver Arabian Stables located in Burson, California. This was originally released as a Disney movie in theaters, but changed to Touch-Tone Pictures for the VHS and DVD release. The first theatrical trailer was released with The Lord of the Rings: The Two Towers to capitalize on the fact that both films starred Viggo Mortensen. Viggo Mortensen took photos of the ghost dancers on set and published them in a book called Mayello. Mayello means "it is I." All right, moving on. Viggo Mortensen was cast based on his performance in the Lord of the Rings trilogy. Omar Sharif was cast while filming Monsieur Ibrahim. Before that, he had taken a long break from acting. He died I looked this up while we were watching the film. He passed away in 2015 unfortunately, from a heart attack. His last film was actually a short educational film that was released after his death. So he was making movies up until he died. The look of the locust swarm is based on a scene in The Good Earth, a movie I've never seen. I think it's from the 30s. The design team created edible locusts out of paper, sugar, onion skin, and a pretzel-like material. Each one took 4 hours to make. And screenwriter John Fusco's Thunderheart, another movie I recommend, maybe one we should do sometime down the road.
Mm-hmm.
The main character also has a vision of ghost dancers. Screenwriter John Fusco got the idea for the film when doing research for Thunderheart. He was told stories about Hidalgo by an elderly chief while living on the Pine Ridge Reservation. Screenwriter John Fusco did not intend the movie to be seen as any kind of political allegory. Not really anything political in it. But who knows? People read into things so much these days.
Yeah.
I've to go off on a little bit of a tangent here. I've heard a couple of reviews for the latest Ghostbusters movie that make me wonder what movie were they watching.
Yeah.
The New York docks are actually a parking lot in Southern California. The start of the race was one of the most difficult scenes to film. Many of the horses started fighting each other.
No.
The people in this movie got along. The horses, not so much. A strong crosswind created dangerous conditions for the beginning of the race, Joe Johnston recalled. At times, the wind would start blowing at noon and it would blow through midnight. 25 different animal species appear in the movie. Viggo Mortensen did many of his own stunts and horse riding in the movie. John Fusco named one of his horses Hidalgo while he was writing the movie. 120 real locusts were used in the locust storm scene, along with prop locusts and computer graphics. Lady Anne shares her name with Lady Anne Blunt, a baroness who is an avid Arabian horse breeder. Computer graphics were used to cover the crew's tracks and give the desert a pristine look. Viggo Mortensen made his own hat band out of a hank of hair from a horse's tail. The scene where Frank realizes his knife is too short to fight the swordsman and decides to throw it instead is an homage to Indiana Jones in his famous gun scene. Sheikh Riyad asks Hopkins if he would like to play cards. Hopkins declines, claiming he's not much of a gambler. In real life, Omar Sharif is an internationally recognized bridge player and casino patron. This was now here's some trivia for you folks. This was the last major released film to be made available on VHS.
Wow.
Viggo Mortensen gathered a bag full of earth at the real Wounded Knee and stood across the filming location, standing in for the historical site. There were real-life descendants of both Lakota and U.S. cavalrymen serving as extras in the Wounded Knee scene. Viggo Mortensen said there was tension between the two groups of actors during the shoot, but there was a blending afterwards. The Sheikh's daughter pronounces Calamity Kalamati. A popular women's name in India is Kalamati, which is pronounced with the emphasis on the third syllable. It is entirely possible that this was a name somewhat familiar to Asian Arabs at the time, whereas the English word or name calamity was not. Johnny Depp revealed in sworn testimony at his defamation trial against Amber Heard that Disney offered him the lead role in Hidalgo, but after reading the screenplay, he turned it down, saying, "I just didn't think it was for me." Instead, Depp asked Disney for a more family-friendly cartoon-like role, and Disney then offered him the role of Jack Sparrow.
Well, that was a good choice.
Yeah.
That's it.
And all right, moving on to the last couple of pieces of trivia here. The characters of Frank T. Hopkins and Hidalgo, and of Nathan Algren, Tom Cruise's character in The Last Samurai, have very similar traumatizing backgrounds. They both suffer from PTSD from helping or aiding in the massacre of Native Americans, lose themselves in alcohol, work in an 1800s Wild West type show, receive an offer to travel to a foreign land for a large amount of money, and are wholly changed by the experience. And Last Samurai is one we should do for action theaters sometime soon.
Yeah.
I think. Spoiler, of course. While the film claims to be based on a true story, it is more likely that it was just a story and not a true one. The story is based on the memoirs of Hopkins, who wrote about how he raced and won the Ocean of Fire. However, these claims turned out to be false, as researchers found that Hopkins lived a more urban life than that of his claimed Western cowboy life. Saudi historians have even pointed out that such a race would be impossible, as the harsh environment of the Saudi Arabian desert would be too severe and hostile. Well, it's pretty severe and hostile in the film. So,
Yeah.
again, who's honestly to say what was true in this movie and what wasn't? Like any movie that is, based on a true story, you do have to take it with a grain of salt. Yeah, it's what you got to do. Still an enjoyable film. It's an old school movie that Disney, and this was Disney financed, folks. These are the movies they used to do.
Yeah, the good stuff.
Yeah.
When they still made good pictures. They didn't have no messaging or agendas or politics woven into it.
Okay, I don't want to ignore the chat because they did have some things to say. So where did they film the movie? It was filmed in a number of locations in and around California, Montana, Oklahoma, and Morocco. Yep. I know films based on the Western are big in Japan. Yeah. Oh, yeah. In fact, the samurai films were their versions of Westerns.
Mm-hmm.
And thank you, Lady V. Mr. Angel said that was a joy to see again. The arrogant Arabic. Yeah, I know. I let a little Freudian slip on my part there. I'm sorry. All right, let's see. This movie was too violent for Disney. Yeah, I think that's why they made it, because Touchstone was more adult fare. This is a PG-13 film, so yeah.
I don't even know if it's on Disney Plus or not. Is it? Did anybody tell me?
I don't know. I remember his role from in the 13th Warrior. He's talking about Omar Sharif. He is in the 13th Warrior, very briefly, but he is in it. And that's another one that maybe we should consider for action theaters. 13th Warrior.
Yeah.
Jesse says he hasn't even seen Ghostbusters Afterlife yet. Yeah. Jesse says, horse can get into nasty fights. Way to go, Vigo. Curtis says his dad told him some horror stories about horses. Yeah. Lady V says, "I'm so glad Depp didn't do this one." Well, he went on to do Pirates of the Caribbean, which got him an Oscar nomination. Is one of probably his signature character, really. So yeah, everybody got good on that deal. He might have pulled it off, but I won't think I don't think he would have done nearly as good as Viggo. Yeah, I think Viggo Mortensen being in this movie makes more sense. Curtis says, "I love Last Samurai." Yeah. His emotions are too difficult to imagine anyone else doing it right. Yeah. Although Depp would come out in a Disney Western, The Lone Ranger. Yeah, I think the less said about that, the better, I think.
Nope. This is not even on Disney Plus. I had to check. It's not. It's like
Can anyone imagine Viggo in Pirates of the Caribbean? No. They're still making good stuff, just on a trend. They're capable of making good movies. They just don't seem to want to now. You got to roll with the audience. You do.
Yeah.
Exactly when did that change? Can anyone pinpoint the time Disney went to hell? I would say probably 2016.
Yeah.
That seems to be where a lot of this started. Speaking of which, you guys going to show the Alamo movie? Well, we did do the John Wayne version. There was also a version.
Billy Bob Thornton,
and Patrick Wilson. There's also a version. There was also a version that was on television that had James Arness and Alec Baldwin in it, and if I remember correctly, Raul Julia as well. So that might be, maybe, I don't know if we'd be able to do that one because that was a mini series, so we kind of might have to break that one up. If it's even available. I don't know if that's even available to see now. That movie goes back quite some time. Curtis says, I was still enjoying them around the time of Endgame. Yeah. I've grown to agree with people that Infinity War was probably the better movie over Endgame, but that's me. Deleted reminds me of Viggo. No. Oh, I appreciate that, though. I'm pretty sure Deleted fought his way through a dozen orcs to save some hobbits. Okay. All right. Well, that was Hidalgo.
Yep.
All right. So I believe, if this is something we can bring up now, Bill, that we had a question for our chat concerning an upcoming film we're thinking of doing here. Yeah.
It's want to play a film called Broken Trail with Robert Duvall and Thomas Hayden Church. It's a two-parter, but it could be shown in one sitting. But one sitting, it's up to like 3-hour film. Yeah.
This is it. This is a Broken Trail. It was originally on, I believe, TNT. Emmy-winning film. I believe it was nominated for a made-for-TV movie or miniseries. Robert Duvall won an Emmy for this film. Thomas Hayden Church was nominated. It is altogether, from beginning to end, 3 hours and 4 minutes long.
Yeah.
So it was 92 minutes roughly each night. So basically what we want to ask is, would you like to see the movie in its entirety in one showing, or would you like us to split it up into two parts as it originally aired? So that's our main question. Let us know in the chat. Let us know in the comments if you would what you would like to do. If you would like us to show it over two parts or the whole thing at once. I'm fine with it either way.
It's a perfect
Personally,
follow up to today's
it's a
film because
very good. It is a very good follow up. Yeah.
yeah, it has to
Um,
deal with horses again.
yeah. And it's a very interesting character study too. And
Yeah.
it's about Robert Duvall's character and Thomas Hayden Church's his nephew,
Mm.
and he's trying to kind of right a family wrong, in the process too, and reconnect with his nephew. It's this is for the Sunday show. Yes,
It
this
would
is
be
for
the 31st.
this is yeah. How late would it be? Well, it kind of depends on. So, what do you want to do, Bill? If we decide to do the whole thing at once, do you want to start like an hour early and go back to 3 o'clock, or what's the time frame that you want to do this in?
Um, well, we would start at 1 o'clock, and
Okay,
if we split it up, we'll just you know break it up into two parts.
because I tell you, for as long as it is all together, it moves pretty quickly.
Yeah, it's not.
Um, it's directed by Walter Hill. If of course that name might be very familiar to you. He's done a number of westerns. He does a number of action films. His his movies move at a pretty good clip and don't have very much fat on them. And this one is very much along those lines. It's a pretty quick watch either way. So yeah, I'm a big fan of this one personally. So I'm really glad that we're doing it.
We get a pull up, maybe.
I'm sorry.
Maybe we can get a pull up and on it. A voting poll.
Oh, I'm sorry. I okay. Um, Start a poll. Okay, that's a good question.
Yes. Sorry you can understand me, Lady B.
I almost typed up Broken Arrow. I'm sorry. Uh, well, there's a western called Broken Arrow. It has Jimmy Stewart in it, and then of course there's the action movie Broken Arrow with John Travolta.
Yeah.
Both of which are movies we can do.
Yeah.
Just throwing those out there. All right. So the poll is up in my chat. Should we watch Broken Trail all at once or split it up as it was originally aired? All right. Well, while everyone is voting, um, Bill, What's
Yeah.
coming up for your channel?
Well, I am gonna. I'm gonna get to. I was wondering if you wanted to join me for the non a spoiler uh review of Ghostbusters: Frozen Empire.
Hmm.
I want to get that out there pretty soon.
Okay. Sure. When were you thinking of doing that?
Well, I'd like to get it out before Tuesday, so if we could get done out there before Tuesday.
Okay.
And I know your time is limited, so
It kind of is, yeah. All right, yeah. Well, we'll let's see. Well, unless you, I don't know. Do you want? Are you ready to do it right after the show, or do you want to wait until tomorrow?
no, I'm ready to do it. I can spoil it now. I can
Go
do it.
straight into it. Okay.
I can do, yeah.
Um. All right. Well, we'll go straight into to that afterwards. Um. What else have you got planned?
Uh, I am probably gonna be doing a couple insomniac soups this week.
Mhm.
Maybe some morning blends thrown in there, and then the uh, uh, karaoke Wednesday night, and then back here Thursday for action theater with 3,000 Miles to Graceland.
Mhm.
Yep. And then Saturday, another karaoke, and then back here next week for Broken Trail.
Right on. All right. Uh, Jesse says, "I think my copy of Battle of the Bulge could be gone." Oh, that's sorry to hear that. I think I have the Blu-ray for that. Yeah, well, the version of Hidalgo that I just had on while we were doing the show is a DVD edition. Um, Luckily, I didn't have any issues playing it, but I am concerned now for DVD based on what I'm hearing. This whole situation with the disc rot, in particular with Warner Brothers films, I find that very concerning. Um, I mean, even and those of us who are collectors, we don't mistreat our discs, and you know,
Yeah.
even then there are issues. So it is something to look out for, unfortunately. But so far, I haven't had any problems.
Yeah, keep your fingerprints off of it.
Indeed.
And I even found a trick how to clean them.
So far, the poll is 80% yes, 20% no for Broken Trail, and by yes means watch it all at once. So yeah. All right. All right. That gets us on over to myself, I guess. All
Yeah.
right. And about an hour and 15 minutes or so. Join me for this week's episode of Unscripted, entitled Amateur Hour. And I am going to be going into the whole George Lucas supporting Bob Iger thing, and some of the statements that he may or may not have made in Hello to Big Al Presents. Unscripted is the pregame show for Geeky Geezers. That's over on Aged Boomers channel. That'll be at 9 p.m. Right after that's over, go and get yourself a beverage, a nice snack. And at 12:05 a.m. Eastern, 11:05 Central, will be the other side of midnight. And my mystery movie night co-host Sin's Corner will be my guest for the show. Sin's been away for a couple of weeks on a working vacation, so we're going to use the show to kind of catch up a bit and talk about some recent films. Jesse says, okay, never mind. My copy of Battle of the Bulge is still good. Okay, good to hear.
Hooray, yes.
Let's see. Jesse says, also says, I have a war movie collection. Half of it is Warner Brothers. Yeah. Just my advice as far as that's concerned, supposedly there is a list of these videos where there's like issues. My advice would be to just kind of just keep an eye on things, man. And hopefully Warner Brothers will clear this up. All right. Tomorrow, as I said, mystery movie night at the Regal. It'll be a 7 o'clock showing. Sin and I will review whatever that movie might be. It's going to be a horror film this week. We know that much. The consensus seems to be that the choices are going to be either The First Omen, which is the prequel to the Omen films, which I'm doubting because the mystery movie nights have never been sequels or prequels, which is also one of the reasons why I think it's not going to be Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey Part 2, because I see that as being more of a Fathom event kind of thing and not an actual release. My guess is that it's going to be this movie called Sting, which is a giant killer spider movie. So I'm really looking forward to that. And hello to Cody Guy.
What's up, Cody Guy?
Okay. Jesse says, I'm going to need a new copy of Gods and Generals and maybe Gettysburg. Yeah. I think I have both movies. I know I have Gettysburg for sure on a DVD. All right. Then, of course, join Sin and I tomorrow night, 10 p.m. Eastern, for our review for whatever that movie might be. But right now, I think it's going to be Sting, but we'll see. Right now, and let's see, Tuesday night, join me on my channel for the next episode of Live from Sparkwood and 21. And it's going to be it's episode 20 called Checkmate. So those of you who are Twin Peaks fans, or even if you're just curious, join us for the watch party and discussion. Netters Network, Troy Pacelli, and the Aged Boomer will be joining me. And take care, Curtis. Have a good night.
Netter Curtis.
All right. And of course, that brings us back on over to Thursday. Action Theater at 4 p.m. Eastern, Bill?
Yeah.
Okay, 4 p.m. Eastern. 3,000 Miles to Graceland with Kevin Costner and Kurt Russell. And, of course, later on that night, Thursday Things over on Netters Network. That's 10 o'clock. I'll be in the chat. Now, on Thursday things, they're doing something a little bit different. It's going to be a watch party. The guest this week for Thursday things will be Mr. Midnight's Edge After Dark himself, Tom Connors. And the show will be a watch party and discussion of the Spice Diver edit of David Lynch's Dune. And since that film has a nearly 3-hour length, I am changing the time for my weekend update show, which is usually at 11:30, right after Thursday things. I'm going to go on 1 hour before. It will be 9 p.m. this week. So remember to catch me there. And of course, stay tuned to my community page for all upcoming shows. I want to take a moment. Oh, yes, this reminds me. Before I do that, stay tuned because sometime I'm thinking maybe doing it on Tuesday afternoon after I get home from work will be my 2K subscribers 2-year anniversary and monetization celebration show.
Woohoo!
So stay tuned for I'm probably going to do that. I'm probably going to do that sometime late afternoon. So stay tuned for that. Because I don't want to run over Sparkwood and 21, so it'll be beforehand. I want to thank everybody who joined my channel today. Connie Cleary, my co-host and partner in crime, Jedi Bill, my stalkerazzi, Lady V Elements, FKC 2005, DJ Ronnie G, Netters Network, Gorilla's Random Thoughts, LDG, and Brett Cohen. Thank you all.
You deserve it, pal. Way to go.
Yep. And of course, obviously, stay tuned right after this broadcast for the spoiler review of Ghostbusters Frozen Empire.
Yeah. We're not gonna take too much time. It's gonna be a quick review, hopefully.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alrighty then.
Right.
So
last words.
so I guess we're gonna be showing it in its entire. Is that what's decided
All
by the
right.
poll?
Yes, as of right now, the poll is at 83% yes to watch the whole film in one sitting, 17% to split it up. So, yeah, that's where we are right now.
Sounds good. Well,
all right.
We'll do that then.
So,
as my party words, I have
folks,
thank you for being here, joining us today on Western Cinema Presents, and remember to be excellent to each other. Party on, and we'll be happy to see you on the next one, which is coming up right quick. So, all right, back to you, Deleted.
All right, and I am going to go out with my usual closer. I want to once again thank everybody that was that followed along with us on Cosme. There were a couple of new faces back there, so I hope that you enjoyed the show. And if you're new to both Bill's channel and mine, please feel free to follow us here on YouTube.
And everybody who is watching us over on Rumble.
Ah, yes. Okay. I can't see you, but I know that you're there.
Yeah.
There's always one or two people lurking in the chat. Quite all right. You do not have to engage with the chat just as long as you enjoyed the show and leave us a like afterward.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I want to thank everybody who was in the chat. Lady V, Connie Cleary, Jesse Guajardo, Curtis Selby, Cody Guy, Big Al Presents, LDG, Jesse Guajardo. Let me see. Did I miss anybody there? I don't think I did. If I did, I do apologize. Dead Man Walking. Let's see. Scroll up here real quick. I think Gorilla's Random Thoughts was with us. He had his own show to do. Ironically, Two Towers he's watching. So
Wow.
okay. Yeah. All right. And oh yes, sorry I missed you earlier. Raider Rich was also with us, and Mr. Angel.
Nice.
Okay. And I think that was everybody. All right. So with my usual closer, from HQ in our second home office in Arizona, in all points north, south, east, west, and beyond. Good night, take care, stay strong, because this is how we win.
Later, folks.